Hey guys, what's up? It's Apollo here. I hope you guys are doing well, and of course, thank you so much for stopping by. We are going to be talking about a very unique and interesting, competitive, fun RTS game called Dwarfheim. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys have played Age of Empires, or Rise of Nations, or Warcraft 3, or Battle for Middle-earth 2, and I know I'm not the only one who has had this idea where it would be so cool to play those types of games, but you and your friends can play as, or like control the same faction. Not just play as the same faction, like, you know, not like where I'm England and my friend is England, but we are both controlling the same faction. The same town center is under our control, but each player has a different role. So maybe one player focuses on military, one player focuses on collecting resources, another player focuses on building defenses. I have always wanted that in an RTS, and that's kind of the concept of Dwarfheim. You're basically playing an RTS like Warcraft or Age of Empires, but you have 3 players and each player has a different role and they have different jobs they must accomplish. So, obviously, you can see the roles here, but we have Builder, Miner, and Warrior. I think it's pretty obvious what each one does, but they're not basic tasks, if you get what I'm saying. As in, when you play Age of Empires, farming and building is pretty straightforward, right? You farm and build. You might have to know the building, you know, like what to build first and whatnot. But it's pretty straightforward. Well, in this, it's a little bit, since you're doing one thing, you know, if you're the builder, there's a lot more to it on like what you can build, what you can upgrade. It's a little bit more dynamic, and there's a lot more to learn, which is really cool because, you know, you can master a class and have a team of friends get on, and everyone picks a different class and you master it. So what I want to do now is just kind of go over what each class does in a general sense. I'm not going to go into too much detail. And then we're going to talk about, yeah, we'll just talk about what this game, you know, what the classes do. So we'll start with the builder. We'll go in order here of the way it's laid out here. So the builder obviously builds. It's pretty straightforward. He also collects the basic resources like wood, food, ale. You can make ale with the builder, and you have to build everything, really. I'm pretty sure you have to build everything for your team. You have to build a barracks for the warrior player. I think you have to build a warehouse for the mining player. So you got to build the farms. It's just a lot of building. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but in the game, there's an overworld and an underworld. And the overworld, you can farm like wheat, which you use, or hops, which you use to make beer or ale. And then in the underworld, you can farm food as well. You can also farm like silver. So the builder does have the ability to farm. They're called like silver leaves or something. You can farm silver and help generate some, you know, resources. But the builder can also produce troops as well. So there is some overlapping here and there that you can do with these classes. So the builder kind of builds these defensive units, which is really cool. So when your base is under attack, you can do something about it. It's not like, oh, let me just, you know, build a wall, which, by the way, that's the other thing the builder can do, is build defenses. You can build walls, you can build arrow towers, which obviously is super important in the game, in RTS games. But you can also spawn in heroes and troops. They're more defensive in nature, so if your warrior, you know, on your team, the warrior player is off fighting somewhere else and you get attacked, you can easily defend your base by spawning in defensive units. So the builder's really cool. I wouldn't say he's the most unique class. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You build defenses, you collect, you know, raw, simple foundation resources, and you got to kind of work with your teammates to build the right buildings that they need. What we're going to talk about next, though, is the miner, and the miner is really unique. The miner is really cool. Out of all the classes, is one of the cooler classes because it's nothing you've really seen in an RTS before. Have you guys ever played any of those like factory type games where you have to build like conveyor belts that go into different machinery to produce different elements? That's exactly what the miner does. So the miner is spending most of his time in the underworld, and he's mining, obviously. But he can also build conveyor belts and other equipment to turn like iron ore into, you can smelt it, and you can turn that smelt iron into steel. You just need to mix it with coal. Like, there's a lot you can do, and you kind of have to design it so where it functions correctly, or not correctly, but it's got to be like proficient or efficient. And it's really cool. I mean, it is really awesome. And the miner is similar to the builder in that you build attacking units. You can build these like almost like siege units. So the miner can build these destructive units that throw explosives at like walls and buildings. Again, that's not their focus, but it's definitely something they need to build to support their warrior teammate. The miner is all about organizing the conveyor belts. It's about mining certain resources, turning those resources into better resources. So again, the builder is collecting the simple resources like wood and food. The miner is the one making the more abstract resources by smelting iron or silver or gold or coal or whatever. So the miner is a lot of fun, and it's very unique and interesting for this genre, I believe. So I think a lot of people are going to enjoy miner. Now, the next class is warrior. Warrior is probably, in my opinion, and again, I haven't played a lot of this game, but the warrior is the most straightforward. It's basically, you can recruit troops, and the warrior class can collect resources by destroying buildings, and there are certain objectives in the map that you can capture. For example, the underworld, there is rare resources where you can kill off an AI enemy, and you can claim those resources, and I'm sure the enemy will try to fight for those resources as well. But the warrior, again, they produce a lot of different types of warriors. You can bring mercenaries and shield bearers, and you can bring heroes to the battlefield. And yeah, they just kind of go around attacking, destroying stuff, collecting resources, defending. Again, it's pretty straightforward. You can get upgrades as well for the warriors and whatnot through the barracks. But again, remember, the barracks has to be built by the builder. So yeah, I mean, I know we didn't go into too much detail with the warrior, but again, I feel like the combat in the game kind of reminds me of Warcraft 3. Overall, the game in general kind of reminds me of that, but there's different classes, so it's really cool. I mean, I haven't played in an online battle yet because I have like early access, and not a lot of people have it yet, so I'm gonna wait until it comes out. I believe October 22nd, so very soon. And I definitely recommend this game because I think it is very unique and a cool experience, especially if you love teamwork, group struggle, and you can get on with three of your friends and take on other enemy teams. Now, there's more than just, versus. So Conquest is the typical game mode where it's you versus another team. You can play ranked, so that's pretty cool. It can get competitive. There's also a survival game mode where you and your friends try to survive against waves of enemies, which is that's always fun. There's a Sandbox Mode, which is basically private matches where you can invite, I think, 6 people, and kind of it's a little bit more loose, more freedom there. Hence, the name is Sandbox. Then you have Skirmish Mode, which is you versus AI, and they have tutorials for each class. So that's what the game is right now. I wish I had some multiplayer gameplay. I just don't have it yet. Again, as soon as the game comes out, I'll probably try to record some matches. I'm going to be terrible at the game. I've never really been too good at these like micro crazy RTS games, but maybe it's gonna be a little different. I don't know. It's gonna be challenging because I think every player shares the same pool of resources, so you can't just do whatever you want. You know, you got to be strategic about what you build when you build it. But yeah, I mean, that's about. I guess I just wanted to kind of bring the game up to you guys, a short little video today, just kind of letting you know about the game and what it's about and just the basics, because you know I've got a lot to learn, and you know, I won't fully understand a class until I play as that class, probably for like a good 5 hours playing multiplayer battles, you know. But it's a lot of fun, and I enjoyed playing. I did some skirmish and stuff and some tutorials, and I think it's really unique. Excuse me, really unique, and I can't wait to see how these multiplayer matches are gonna go. So yeah, you can get it on Steam, guys. Dwarfheim, coming out October 22nd. This is not a sponsored video. Every time I upload a video that is not Total War, people think it's sponsored. I will tell you if it's sponsored in the video at the beginning of the video. But yeah, this is my little introduction to the game. Again, I should have some multiplayer videos out on this soon, but check it out, give it a look. If you're hesitant or you want to see more, then you know, wait, you know, that's fine. But thank you guys for checking this video out, this little short little video. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time on the battlefield.